We're sorry about that. Apologies about that sort of technical breakdowns there. But we're back on here, Sky Power FM radio. We're trying to conclude. We're just in the finalizing or in the conclusion bit of it. On that note, Salif, what's your final take on this important topic?
Yes, it is clearly a very, very important topic because we all know for a fact, the consequences of persistent domestic abuse are so huge. If it's not tackled, can rip the individual apart emotionally, physically, psychologically. So it is about time that an organization like Edag takes it on, and takes it on in a very, very challenging way. Obviously, there is bound to be, all sorts of reactions. But I think it is important that Edag focused on their vision, focused on their aims and objectives, and focused on their intention to collaborate and work with other organizations and agencies in the Gambia. The school, every time you look at domestic abuse, the school comes into your mind because whether it's the ABCDE school, English school, or whether it's the Arabic school. In fact, abuse is everywhere in terms of making children feel anxious, depressed, and encouraging young people to resort to using cannabis and engaging in substance abuse in order to cope. But I think if Edag put in place a very, very coordinated approach, which looks at, for example, promoting awareness. I think promoting awareness is key there in terms of, going out there with very simple messages, messages that will be understood by local community members. So promotion, promoting awareness is a key one. To protect and support, protecting and supporting individuals' rights, dignity and respect, promoting respect amongst young people in schools. Because we mentioned this earlier on, when people experience abuse in the family setting, there's a good chance they would go on to bully or go on to be an abuser in the future, etc. But by supporting them and promoting awareness can help in terms of reducing the burden or the enormity of the problem. And the other issue is improving people's Edag's performances. For example, Edag could say, look, for a start, we're going to focus on this particular area only, geographically. But the idea would be to take the message to all the other geographic areas. Obviously, it's going to be logistically difficult to implement the concept and see how it works everywhere, but it can be implemented if that's part of your vision. That it's going to be in, for example, just an example, it's going to be implemented in URRR first, and then we'll pilot it there and see how it goes, and then we can then introduce it in West Coast and other regions. But ultimately, the idea would be to introduce it everywhere because it's a nationwide problem. So every part of the nation needs to have a feel of it, needs to have some of it. My impression is, and my understanding is, these are the kind of things that can be delivered, but they can be delivered only with support from all the community members we mentioned earlier on. It's doable, it's deliverable, but it needs to be done in a sort of jointed venture.
It's going to be a collaboration.
Yes,
it's going to be collaborative work.
That's fine.
But yeah,
Mariam, we've got you back. You were just finalizing there. If you just want to set lights on your final.
Let me just wrap up. I want to thank you, Dado. Thank you so much for the initiative. And like I said, we will collaborate in ways that we can. And hopefully, you will be able to. It's going to be, it's a very steep mountain to climb, but I know with women, when you are determined to do something, you get that done. So I have no doubt you will be able to get that done with the help of the members of your organization. So thank you so much for bringing me on, because these definitely, like I said, abuse and mental health are connected. They are connected. You cannot discuss one and leave the other. So but we will definitely collaborate later on. But I want to thank you for bringing me on, and it was a very, very fruitful discussion. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I urge you all viewers. I would like to urge all our viewers to share this video, to pass the message across, and then so that we get the message to the right people. When it comes to domestic abuse. Mariama, on that note, we'd like to thank you so much for your time, the energy, and the effort you spent on this. Everything has been well noted. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Mariama.
Thank you, Mariama.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much. All right, no problem.
All right, that was Mariama Samate, the president of GAMSA. Salif, like you were saying, I think you were wrapping up. Have something else?
Yes, I wanted to thank you, obviously, for creating this platform, but to thank Dado as well for coming out with this, important, very, very important issue. And I'm sure if you took this to any government official, they would then sit down and listen to you, and they would take your aims and objectives and visions on board, and they would support you in terms of putting it on the ground. So I wish you all the best. And Mobe are already in the Gambia. So, and we are in the process of, constructing a well-being center. And part of the well-being center, we're going to have a psycho-education space. And that psycho-education space can be used by any professional. People can refer people there for any sort of psychological support. So that's the idea. So, we're going to be, a collaborator in terms of, supporting you to sort of deliver the aims and objectives of your organization.
Yes, Dado, your final take.
Thank you so much, Uncle Sally, for clarifying that. I think that centre will be well used by Edag, and obviously the people of the Gambia will really appreciate that. And yes, guys, we're just gonna have to wrap this up, and we basically urging everybody to support this charity, and most of all the government. We need your backup. We need the government support. We need the local people. We need the diaspora. We need everybody to just come together and support Edag. As our aim is just to eradicate domestic abuse, is to educate our people about domestic abuse, because it is existing in our society, and we've been turning a blind eye to it for obviously years and years and years, centuries, and it's about time we turn off the silent and stand up to it and accept that it is in our society and it needs to be tackled, and just support us, and we have a mountain to climb. So we all need to climb it up together and reach to the top and shout out, and we can all say we actually did it. So yes, thank you so much, Mustafa, for creating this platform, and thanks everybody. And obviously share this video, and the more people that share, the more the message gets out there. And we are coming to Gambia. Obviously we're already in there, but Edag's going to be launching Gambia, so we will update you on that one as well. So thank you so much.
On that note, viewers and listeners at this minute, we would like to thank you so much for being there. Thank you for watching this program. I urge you all to share this video across to get it to the right people on the right time. On that note, thanks for watching, and then thanks for listening, listeners who's listening at the radio right now at the minute. Until we come your way, same place, Sky Power FM Radio. It's been Dado Sane, the director of Edag, Eradicating Domestic Abuse in the Gambia, and Mariama Samate being the president for GAMSA, and Mr. Salih Humane, the director for Mobe Mental Health. On that note, thank you very much for being there. Have a pleasant night. Good night. Thanks.
That was a long one.
I know.
But it was good. It was really good.